Oh, the Chicago Bulls got themselves a victory yesterday over the Denver Nuggets. And I know it's only one game. I know it's only one game. But the Chicago Bulls have a role for Patrick Williams that'll fit him perfectly. It'll fit him perfectly. You gotta hear me out. But before you get a chance to hear me out and we talk about it and break it down, you know you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shot Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. If you're tuned in with me today, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to go out there and say, hey, some things happened last night. My man C-Dub, he got the cooties, and your boy Bobby had to finish his final project for school. So we want to go out there and say we appreciate y'all for those that be out there anticipating the live calls. We definitely going to be back in full force. I don't necessarily know if C-Dub is going to be available for the next Chicago Bulls game, but hey, we'll hold it down without him, but we definitely going to be back just to let y'all know. But while we was out, the Chicago Bulls got themselves a win over the Denver Nuggets, 129-121 at the UC. And it was very, very exciting to see the Chicago Bulls give the fans something to cheer for. And I ain't going to hold you. In that second half, I thought it was about to go off the rails, but the Chicago Bulls fought themselves back and made it a game, and they went out and executed and closed out the game. All five starters scored in double figures. Josh Giddey contributed with 12 points. Ayo Dosunmu with 17. Zach LaVine with 21. Lonzo with 18. And Vooch with 20. And off the bench, Patrick Williams with 11 points and 8 rebounds with a plus 16. Look, y'all already know I just killed the man. On the, you know what I'm saying, on the previous episode, castigated the hell out of him. But I gotta come to this episode and say we found a role for Patrick Williams. And it fits him perfectly. And y'all know that's coming off the bench. That's coming off the bench. Yes. And we understand the politics behind it all. We're pretty much saying, hey, we paid the young fella 90 mil. We know that he has some talent. Why he can't do this while starting? Hell, I don't have the answer for that. I don't even think Patrick Williams has the answer for you. But what I can tell you, he belongs right on the bench. He belongs right on the bench. We seen Montes Buzelis get 20 minutes last night and then hit Aaron Gordon with a tween step back. Oh, you failed? Let me dunk it. It was a sight to see from the young bull. More energy, more excitement with my young bull coming in and giving him a little bit more minutes. But I got to give credit to Ayo Dosunmu coming in, being named as a starter alongside of Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, Josh Giddey, and Nikola Vucevic, inserted into the starting lineup and gave us 17 off rip. P. Will ain't giving us that. I'm just keeping it a buck with us and keeping it a buck with y'all. But I will say this. Coming off the bench for Patrick Williams looked like it can be the best solution for the Chicago Bulls for the situation that they're currently in. $90 million. I understand it's $90 million, but he ain't got to start for us. Open up that opportunity for Montes Buzelis. And look, totally off topic. I know I tried to include Julian Phillips in there as being one of the guys to start and earn some minutes. To hell with that. Scratch it. It solely belongs to Montes Buzelis. Scratch it. Solely belongs to Montes Buzelis. I love JP. I respect JP. Believe he can bring a lot of things to the Chicago Bulls. But I want to see my young bull star and do what he necessarily needs to do so we can make sure that he's a part of this future as one of the stars. Not a player, not a role player, one of the stars. Put that man in there. But back on P. Will. P. Will yesterday played 28 minutes and was very, very effective in those 28 minutes. I was shocked. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Not really efficient, but once mentioned, have to mention it again, a plus 16 in the plus minus box. It really, really, in my honest opinion, seems like Patrick Williams is totally a different player when the circumstances change. What do I mean by this? DeMar DeRozan's out of the lineup. Zach LaVine is out of the lineup. P. Will gonna go off. I'm just saying. P. Will getting moved to the bench. Not a lot of pressure on him to operate within those other confines with all those other scores and all those other guys in the starting lineup. P. Will looks like a different player. I'm not saying that this guy's going to come out here and be the next sixth man of the NBA. I'm not going that far. I'm just saying he looks different with a different role. And that role does not consist of anything starting. It's coming off the bench or in a reserve. You are a fifth option role, something like that. And Billy Donovan making this bold move, starting Ayo Dosunmu, and then looking at Patrick Williams and pretty much saying, hey, you're going to the bench. And Patrick Williams going back. And in the first game of being benched, we seen Patrick Williams make baskets. He made baskets. I remember P. Will a couple weeks ago putting his hands in the air because he simply missed a dunk. No, he wasn't that efficient, but he made baskets. We want P. Will to make baskets. We don't know if he's going to be here. We don't know how long he's going to be here, but we got to anticipate he's going to be here. So the best solution is to put him on the bench and let him thrive. Let him thrive off the bench. This is who he is. He was drafted as a player that played on the bench. And it doesn't necessarily mean he can't close games, but he don't need to be starting. We need a different mindset. We need him to go out there and run that second unit. If you guys remember, if you've been following the channel for a while, you guys remember that we pretty much was on the train of saying, hey, P. Will, he can start, but we feel like those early minutes should be staggered a little bit so he can thrive with the second unit. We never really seen that come to fruition. I don't never necessarily know if it's going to come into full fruition now. It's just one game, so I can't overreact and do too much. But what I do know is coming off the bench, you get a different P. Will. That's it. That's what I know. Every time we see P. Will coming off the bench or guys out of the lineup and he has to step up and there's an emphasis on his role and there's a different style of play that's going to be prevalent if he goes to that second unit, we see a different Patrick Williams. Last night, we seen Patrick Williams come out with a lot of energy. He was aggressive on the offensive side, even though most of those shots did not fall. The defense was present. That's the best defense I've seen Patrick Williams play all season, personally. It was a play to where they were trying to do a pass across court. P. Will jumped in the air, swatted that thing for a deflection. We going up on the other side of the court. Transition basketball, good for the Chicago Bulls. Where was that when you was a starter, my boy? That's the point. You are getting different energy from Patrick Williams. Obviously, yes, don't state the obvious. We know the obvious. It's just one game. He needs to be more consistent. I totally and 100% agree with that. He needs to be consistent in whatever role he has. He was tasked to be a starter, couldn't find consistency. Fine, bench him. See if he can find some consistency there. Because you paid him $90 million, we got to try to find a solution for him. You think there's teams lining up to trade for him? I don't necessarily think so right now. I could be wrong, but I don't necessarily think so right now. And one of my one of my key points to why I believe this is a great solution for all parties involved. That's not just Booz Ellis, because he gets to step up and be able to do what the hell he got to do. Then Patrick Williams, because he gets to be more comfortable. Look, I know y'all, we don't really like to use the word comfortable in sports, but this is where the guy looks like he's comfortable at. I'm just saying, this guy looks comfortable coming off the bench. And he ended up closing the game pretty damn well. And it doesn't, don't take it as an overreaction. Just take it as We found a solution for Patrick Williams. If he goes out and come off the bench and just give us 8, like next game, let's just say he give us 8 and 4, those are his normal starter points. We can live with that. Those are just normals. But if you can get a game where he coming off the bench, you get 11 and 8, we start trending up with the wins. We start trending upwards with probably a better brand of basketball. It's where he's most comfortable. If y'all remember the Minnesota game, it was guys missing. He dropped 30. If you guys see the first game right here, my man, he dropped 11 and 8. Might not be numbers that pop off the screen or the box score, but it was effective in both games. And I found evidence from 2022 that pretty much says that Patrick Williams is comfortable coming off the bench. He said it himself. Hey, don't say things if we can't go back in time and pull them up and then, you know what I'm saying, see what's to it. Found this after Patrick Williams and Ayo Dosunmu was benched a few years back. That's when they benched them for Goran Dragic and Alex Caruso. Y'all remember that? I do, because P. Will was dumpster juice. But hey, P. Will went on and said, look around the league. There are a lot of good players who come off the bench. Ta-da! I got it all for y'all. Oh, my God. He went on to say Jordan Poole had 30 tonight. I don't think he takes offense to not start. He is comfortable in his role, and that's why I'm trying to get to. Okay, come in with the second unit. They want me to be aggressive. They want me to score, but also be a defender and a two-way player. I'm all for it. Obviously, everybody wants to play 48 minutes, but whatever is best for the team, and honestly, for me, in terms of development, I'm all for it. So I'm all for it, too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like he know where he belong. We know where he belong. This was back in 2022. Let's just go ahead and bring both together and just make it a great situation, or as good as we possibly can, because we want Montes. We want Montes. We want Montes. So play the young bull. Play the young bull. But that is it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. I know we found a solid solution for Patrick Williams. Y'all make sure y'all let me know down below how y'all feeling about it. Let me know, because I think coming off the bench is the perfect solution and everybody wins. We get to see Montes, and if P. Will stinks, we say, all right, just he on the bench. He coming off the bench. And if P. Will does good, we say, hey, damn, P. Will snap off the bench. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. But that is it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Before y'all roll up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. If you want to call in and be a part of the mailbag episode, the lines are open. The number to do so is 773-242-9219. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you always see red. And y'all already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.